guys, I didn't see you here. Welcome back to art. As you can see, I'm kind of sitting here having a little snack, and it's one of my favorite treats that comes out during this time of the year, right around fall and Halloween, and that would be candy corn. I love candy corn. It's so yummy to eat. It's fun to play with. I love to make the little vampire teeth. You know, it's a good time. It's fun to play with. But we are going to use candy corn as our inspiration for our next project. And you're going to be making yourself a little candy corn friend. Now, a candy corn friend, you say. I happen to have one. He's around here somewhere. I'm not totally sure exactly where he is, but I mean, you know, his name is Carl. He's got, you know, wiggly legs. He loves to have little candy corn dance parties. Did you guys see something? That was weird. Anyway, but Carl is made out of candy corn. He's a giant candy corn with wiggly jiggly little legs. And Carl! Guys, okay, well, this is candy corn Carl. Carl, you want to say hi to everybody? Carl, it's okay. It's just kindergarten. We've been through this literally every year. See, it's fine. The kids are just on a computer. I know it's different. Anyway, say hi, Carl. That's how candy corn say hi. They just wiggle. But Carl here has been my buddy for quite a few years. You can see he looks like a giant candy corn. Candy corn look like a shape, right? Have 1, 2, 3 sides, kind of like an upside down triangle. And he is yellow on the top, orange in the middle, and white on the bottom, just like a piece of candy corn. And then we decided to fold some paper and give him wiggly arms and legs, because one of the favorite things that candy corns like to do is they love to have wiggly dance parties. Right, Carl? Right. What was that? I mean, yeah, we could introduce them to Caitlin too, I guess. Carl does have a friend. Her name is Candy Corn Caitlin. I think she's over here somewhere. Here she is. So these are my buddies, Caitlin and Carl, and they're guys. It's not time for a dance party yet. Not just yet. Ooh, I have to fix Caitlin's face. But we are going to show you a couple different ways that you can make your own candy corn friend, right guys? And then we can get together and have a candy corn wiggle dance party at the end. I think they're super excited. So we're going to show you a couple different ways that you can make your own candy corn friend depending on what kind of materials you have at home. So let's take a look. So to make our candy corn friends, it's going to depend on what you have at home. So make sure that you watch this whole video before you decide how you want to make your candy corn. Then you can always rewind and pause to follow along with the steps that work for you. We all have different art supplies at home, and that's okay. The first thing that I'm going to show you though is how to draw a candy corn. And then we'll talk about some different ways that you can color and how you can make your friend. So to draw a candy corn, it's kind of like drawing an upside down triangle. So if you have a piece of paper, on your piece of paper, you're going to make a big upside down triangle, except the corners aren't really going to be that sharp. You're going to make them round, just like a piece of candy corn. So just like Carl or Caitlin's shape, I'm going to make sure that I take up my whole paper here. And I'm going to draw a line that goes across the top, because this is the top of my candy corn friend's head. And then I'm going to come around and down. And what you can actually do, what might help you, is make a little mark at the bottom of your paper so that you'll know where the end of your candy corn will be. And you can bring that line all the way down to there. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you've ever eaten candy corn, some of them are big, some of them are little, some of them are missing some of the colors. So there is no such thing as a perfect piece of candy corn. But we are going to include all 3 colors in our friends. Then you're going to split your candy corn into pieces. The biggest part of the candy corn is the orange part that's in the middle. So I'm going to draw a line across the top. This will be my yellow space, my orange space, and another line near the bottom. And that'll be my white. Now, for some of you, this might be as far as you get. You might just be drawing. If all you have is paper and crayons, that's fine. you can draw your friend right on the paper. Now, before I start coloring my friends, I'm going to add a few things to give them some personality, like eyes and a nose and a mouth. So I know that I gave Caitlin and Carl round eyes. I'm going to draw those eyes. I'm going to keep everything in this middle part of my candy corn. I'm going to give my candy corn friend eyes. I'm going to do a cute little round nose, kind of like the one that I gave Caitlin. And then I'm going to do a big smile, and I'm going to do 2 little lines for cheeks, a happy little candy corn. I'm also going to draw some arms because I'm going to pretend that all I have is paper and crayons to color with. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my candy corn friend some arms in the space that I have here on my paper, and some legs with a little foot. I'm going to do little hands, little cartoon hands. So there's my candy corn friends. And if all you have is stuff to color with, this could be as far as you go. The next step would be to take yellow and orange and color it, which I'll do in a second. And then if you want, you could cut out your candy corn friend to look a little bit more like Carl and Caitlin. Or you could just leave them on the paper. That's totally fine too. You don't have scissors at home, you don't have to cut them out. I'm just giving you some options. Now, something else that I can do with my candy corn is if I cut out my candy corn, if I just cut out my shape, and you want to give your candy corn friend arms and legs like the ones that we gave Caitlin and Carl here, I'm going to show you with 2 pieces of paper how to fold arms and legs. Again, this is only if you have construction paper at home and you want to do this. I know some of you cut out your shape scarecrows, so this might be a good option if I know that you have colored paper at home. Now, the way to fold colored paper to make arms and legs is you're going to do a fold that goes back and forth. Sometimes it helps me if I hold the paper in front of me and I turn it so it's the skinny way, so I can kind of tilt as I'm folding my paper. I'm going to take a little piece of the top and I'm going to fold it over just like a little square. I'm going to hold that closer there so you guys can see. All right. Now I'm going to take that little square, I'm going to hold that down, and at the bottom of the square, I'm going to fold it the other way. I'm going to go to the left. Now it's folded like this. If you stretch it out, you have a little zigzag line there. I'm going to keep it together, and I'm going to fold it to the right. Give it a little fold. Then I'm going to keep it together and go to the other side. And I'm going to keep going back and forth and back and forth, and keep holding your paper. Your paper is going to start shrinking until you got one more little piece left. Give it a little squeeze, and when you pull it apart, you should have a zigzag line. And you can put a little glue on the end here and glue it behind your candy corn friend to give them arms and legs. I gave Caitlin yellow arms and orange legs, and I gave Carl orange arms and yellow legs. So it's up to you what colors you want to make them. Maybe you only have black construction paper and you want to do black arms and legs. That's fine too. I'm going to show you one more time with this yellow piece of paper. So again, take the top, make a little fold. That's kind of the shape of a square. I'm going to hold that up so you can see it. Now holding that together, I'm going to go back and forth, and back and forth. I'm going to show you sideways. See, holding all the paper together, fold it, squeeze. Fold it, squeeze, and you're going to keep going back and forth. So this is called making an accordion fold. It goes back and forth, and when you undo it, give it a little shake, and you get a fun zigzag folded line. That's really good for arms and legs for your candy corn. Or you can draw them and cut them out, or draw them and keep them on the paper. Now the only thing left for me to do here is I got to add a little bit of color. So I'm just going to use my crayons here to color this friend. I got to think of a clever name for this candy corn friend. But I'm going to color the top yellow. Okay. And then I'm going to color the middle orange. I also have some of my color sticks here, so I'm going to take my orange color stick. And I'm going to make sure that I make all of the middle of my candy corn friend orange. Now your candy corn might be a little bit bigger, but make sure you're controlling your coloring, okay? Don't move your whole arm and go outside those lines. Try and stay in those lines. Also, something really important to pay attention to is if you've drawn eyes and a nose on your candy corn friend, don't color over their eyes and their nose. Make sure you're going around their eyes and their nose. All right? Now I made a little mistake there and went outside the lines, but that's okay. That just means I have to control my coloring a little bit. Trying to color fast without coloring too fast. I'm gonna make sure I'm coloring carefully around my nose. I may actually make my nose yellow. I know that Caitlin's nose is white. Since my candy corn has a lot of the colors that I need. All right, so there's my candy corn. Now I might decide, you know what? I'm gonna color these legs orange. And I think I'm gonna make his arms yellow, but I'm gonna leave his hands white. So let me switch back to my yellow. So this could be all that your candy corn is. You could draw it, color it, gives it arms and legs, and that's it. Or you could take it another step and you can carefully cut out your candy corn friends. Or you can cut out your candy corn and you can cut and glue arms and legs. So you have lots of different options on how to make your candy corns. Now, one other thing that I do want to show you about Carl and Caitlin that you may have noticed in the beginning of the video is that I didn't color in Carl and Caitlin. I actually used small pieces of paper and glue. And I took a piece of paper just like this and I ripped little pieces and then I glued those little pieces onto the different parts on Carl to add color instead of coloring with crayon. If that is something that you would like to do, you can totally feel free to try that. So now that we've showed you a few different ways to make yourself a candy corn friend, remember you can either draw him and color him and that's it. You can draw and color and cut them out. Or if you have construction paper and scissors and glue, you can take your candy corn friend to a whole new level where you can rip and stick paper, create little arms and legs, whatever you want to do. Use the materials that you have at home. And the best part is once you're done with your candy corn friends, it's time for a wiggle dance party. Bye guys, we'll see you again soon next time for art class.